We're right to go. Anyhow, I'm going to show you a different version of these cards. Now, I did these cards for my team last night because we did mystery card stamping. But I wanted to share the project with you, but I wanted to show you how differently your cards can be just by changing a few of the simple, like the backgrounds or even the shape of the cards. So on these cards I used, well, I probably feature in the Moment stamp set, and I use this one here. As you can see, she's drinking a glass of red wine, but I'm going to change it up to this stamp set to show you how cute it is. And I used on the first card, I use this. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. But on the second card, I use probably what is my favourite sentiment in the new catalogue. Hi Madeline, is you are one of a kind. Now, so I'm going to get started, but I'm going to swap it all up. So this time I'm going to use a Slimline card, and my Slimline card is going to be in Night of Navy. I'm going to use Magenta Madness and Whisper White on the top. And I've got something else to show you, because I'm going to show you our new envelopes, which are Slimline envelopes, which I absolutely love. So this is the envelope I'm going to be using. So this is a white one. See, it's lined. That's what I love about it. I don't even have to decorate this one, but I can if I wish. And it comes in what looks like a smoky slate, a soft succulent. So it comes in 3 different colours. They've all decorated on the inside, which I just love these Slimline cards. And they come in a pack. They're called Slimline envelopes. Sorry, not cards. And they're also in the new catalogue. So I thought I should make a Slimline card to actually fit. So now there's a couple of different sizes. The envelopes are actually just under 9 inches, or I haven't got centimetres on this one. I've got centimetres on my ruler, which I put here just for this reason. If you work in centimetres, 22.5 centimetres long and 10 centimetres wide, and in inches they are just under 4 inches, so 3 and 7/8 wide. Anyway, so I've made my Night of Navy. So I can get these cut. So I've cut it sideways. I had a bit of a hiccup here. I did trim this down a second time. I don't. So this one, I've cut this at 7.5 inches by, which I then fold in half, by 8 1/4. So that's my first layer. That's in Navy, Night of Navy. I'm just seeing where everybody is. Hi Kirsty, hi Rosalind, good to see. Hi Carol, good to see you all here. As I said, I'm back crafting, which I am so excited about. I still don't have great motor skills, as you'll probably notice. And for those who haven't been following me, I broke my arm twice, or probably 3 times last year. And had a few challenges with it, but I'm slowly coming around. So I'm going to be doing the work on the Whisper White layer, so I'll put those aside for the moment. And I'll bring back the In the Moment stamp set, and I've chosen this one here. So the first thing I'm going to do is in Memento Black, is ink it up. Hopefully I've still got enough. I've been using this one a fair bit, but it's got fairly well used lately. But it was pretty Now, when you're using Memento Black, just make sure that you've re-inked, because it does dry out fairly quick. So I'm going to pop this, another design, in the corner. So I'll just put it on my grid paper nice and square. Get it as square as I possibly can. And just put it down there. So you can see it's nice and black. But then I'm going to just put that aside for the moment. And I'm going to show you how to do paper piercing, which is one of my favourite techniques. Now for my paper piercing, I am using the Abstract Beauty, which is the 4x4. So it's Abstract Beauty. It's 4x6 in the mini catalogue on page 49. And the patterns are divine. So you've got a foil finish on one side, and then you can see some just really nice patterns. Now why I picked this one is it had some really nice pretty plain small pattern ones. Now you need small pattern, or you could have done plain, but I've just gone for small pattern again. Actually, I'm kind of thinking I'm going to change this up. I'm going to regret this, but anyway, never change things at the last minute, but I'm going to. Let's see how this turns out. So I needed 2 pieces of different different designer series paper, because I'm going to do the shirt in one colour and her pants in another. So pants are going to be in the floral. You might like to swap it around. So I'll grab this same stamp set, re-ink it up, and I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So I want it nice and inked. Now on this one I'm just going to do her pants. So it's a bit hard to see when I first do it, but you'll see how it works out. So I've got her pants, and I'll cut those out in a second. And on this one I'm going to do her top. So I only need her top on this here, but I'm might do the Magenta Madness. I don't know. I was going to do this colour, but I think I'll do the Magenta Madness colour. What an interesting name for a colour, and it's got so much brightness to it. So I don't know, so you can see I've just stamped that. Now I'll put the lid back on here, because I have had a habit of making this card of ink going everywhere. So I'm just going to fussy cut around the image that I want. I only want the shirt in this. Now I go just on the outside of the stamped image, but I don't leave a border, which most of the times when I fussy cut, I do leave a border. Now I always find it easier to cut around like that, and as always for me, I move the paper. Now just remember there's a bit of a sleeve up there, so you'll see when you look at this image. This is easier actually, this one, than the one I did before. So there's her shirt, so it just sits there. Don't you like that? And then I'm going to cut her pants out. Doesn't sound good. It's just about going back to the 1960s with these floral pants, but I do like them. I like this pattern, hence why I chose it first. Now remember, it's easier. Really, there's not much left on that, so it can go in the bin. Just cut around this. Remember to cut on the outside of the black line. I actually like the idea of this mystery card stamping, which the idea of it is you can use your own supplies. So I might challenge you to find a line stamp, or you can use this if you have it. and then you can post it on my Facebook page. So how cute is that? So I'm going to stick that on. I probably shouldn't stick it on yet, but I can't help myself. So I'm going to be using the multi-purpose glue. This is where I have trouble because I can't squeeze. I don't have that strength in my hands yet, but it'll come back. So actually, I want to cut that bit off. That doesn't apply. Sometimes you can see it clearly once you go back. So how good does that look? I'm just checking your comments. Hey, Suzanne. It is like paper dolls. You're exactly right. What we used to do as kids. That's if you're my generation. I'm not sure the current generation even knows what a paper doll is. But it was so much fun. But you'd be able to dress them in all different colours. Look at that. How nice does that look? And she looks so relaxed, which is what this card is about. Now, and then I can colour this in a little bit more if I want to. And I hadn't kind of decided that, but I will do just a little highlighting. I'm going to put a magenta. Oh, I didn't bring my I'll just grab this and put a little, put in her hair clip there. Now I'm going to do her hair really light. I'm not going to colour it in. I'm just going to put a few highlights in to make it look good, and that makes it such an easy task as well. Could go over it, but no, I'm just going to keep it like that. Now I want to do that masking, which is, so the paper piercing was technique 1, and how simple was that? But the masking is the other thing I want to show you. Now I used the basic masks on these cards last night, so the dots, the basic pattern ones, they're from the annual catalogue, but this is the new ones from the mini catalogue, and I thought I might use one of these. I'll show you what they look like. So there's a butterfly one. This is a mask you can use twice. I think I like this one. It's kind of got a 60s feel about it. It's got flowers, and then it's got this one here. So I'll get rid of these. Now I put paper between them so they don't get caught, which is one of the things. They're a bit, they've got all these holes in them, so they do catch with each other. But I want to do this really, really subtle. So I have selected Blushing Bride, but I don't want to have a lot of ink on this. And I'm going to do a little bit of Night of Navy. There's not a lot of Night of Navy in that pattern that I've used. And also a tiny bit of Magenta Madness. So I'm going to have it ombre down. So if I look at that, the colours that I will work on will be the Blushing Bride down to, well, actually I might do the black, then go from dark to light. Be interesting to see. It's one of those things you want to see at the start. So if I'm going to go dark to light, let's start with the Night of Navy. And as you see, oops, I've got it on a scrap piece of paper. There's a couple of things I want to do before I start this. First off, I just want to put a tiny bit of adhesive on the back. Don't want to put too much because I don't want it to rip. I'll put it like that. Then I want to put my mask over, and I want to stick it down with some washi tape. And I will shift the mask, but I don't want it on a line, you know, going straight across. I want it on a bit of an angle. And the other thing I want to do before I do that is just work on keeping my image clean. So I've drawn a little pencil mark there, and as I've already started getting ink where I don't want it, so I've got baby wipes handy, which is a really good idea on this technique. So I'll just get that off. So I've just drawn a really light that's about right. I'll stick this down, get rid of this, because I don't want this stencil moving. Whoops. Now I tried to slice my finger off. I'll be so glad when I get all my strength back. In my hand, then I won't have so many accidents. Oops. Alright, so here we go. I'm getting my blending brush, which you get 4 in a set. Now, I used these last night with different colours. I've just washed them out. Now, they do stain, but that doesn't transfer to the next project as long as I've rinsed it. So I want to take off a fair bit of ink on this and just put it over. Remember, I'm going for light. I don't want it really heavy. I always tap it off, because otherwise it gets a little ugly. And you can work from one corner to the other. And just slowly build up colour, because you can always add colour, you can't always take it off. So I just do it in a circular motion. I know. Then I'm going to do some of the magenta madness. I've already used a little bit of it last night, as you see. Now I still want it nice and pale. I'm just picking up where ooh, that's not really that pale. Anyway, just run it around, do a little overlapping. There's no really white spaces. I'd love to know what this is going to look like, because I didn't try it before. Then I'm going to use Blushing Bride. Now I picked these colours because they were the colours of the designer series paper. Just take a little bit off, and I've really got to be careful with where my line sits here. As you see, it's pretty simple. You don't want it too dark. You want it as even as you can get. And as I said, a little bit of blending, so there's no lines between the colours, and it blends off into nothing at the end. Rightio, I'm kind of hoping I'm liking that, so I'll pick up this. It's looking okay. See, it's such a good technique, Madeline, and so simple. And you just need to make sure you pick a small pattern paper anytime you're doing paper piecing, not piercing. You can see why I make sure it's never on my card, because sometimes the washi tape is a bit heavy duty. Now, I've got a little bit missing down here that I want to bring it down a bit more. So I'm hoping. I'm going to get my, just in case I've swished this over a bit, get rid of that for a second. Just going to clean this up, because I don't want to blend or get any marks on this where I don't want it. So this was pretty clean, actually. Sometimes, like last night, it was. Now, so I want to line this up again. This does take a little bit of filling just to do that last bit, because it wasn't big enough. There we go. Now, this works I want to make sure, don't want too much, just want that last little bit down here so it doesn't take a bit off. Not at all. So that just so it doesn't finish all of a sudden where the mask finished. And there we go. So as you see, I love that from the Night of Navy onto the Magenta Madness. I can get rid of that paper. I can finally go in the bin, grab my rubber, make sure it's nice and clean, and just rub out that pencil line. Now see how it just fades in, it just leaves her. I could have done it a little lighter, but I'll go back and grab this. I like this. Now, then I'm going to get my sentiment. I'm going to probably do a couple more things yet, but I'll put a lid on these because, as I said, I got it everywhere last night. Hi Gert, how are you? And I've got a scrap piece of paper here. So in the Night of Navy, I'm going to stamp this sentiment. So it says you are one of a kind. I love this because this stamp set. I'm just going to get rid of this. Make a bit of space here. So I don't get stuff everywhere. Now, so I've done it in Night of Navy. Love the font in this. It stamps so nicely. And all I'm going to do is cut this out. As I said, it's always easier if you cut things down. Now, it's not indirectly a line, but it's close enough. I can go back and correct that. These are all in a line. It's just that last one that isn't. Oops, I think I threw out a word. I have to go looking in the bin now. Not what I needed to do. Darn, I can't find it either. Anyway, I'll stamp that again. So you are... Oops. I tidy these up a bit more. As you see, I don't take a lot of time with this. And I want to separate those into... Cut that off down a bit. Wish I could find the word kind. You might just have to wait a second. I'll see if I can find it in the bin. You are one of a kind. Must be in my bin. I have such a big bin. No, I'll just stamp it again. Isn't that annoying? Anyway, that's okay. Let's stamp it again. Got to find the stamp. Anyway, oh, here it is, over here, out of the way. One of a kind. So I just need that one word. Re-stamp it on here. That's all. So after saving my grid paper all that time, I have had to stamp on it. But then again, that's what grid paper's for, to protect your desk. Righto. So then we're going to run this down. I'll just tidy these up. I don't want too much of a Grab some dimensionals. This is where I have a little bit of trouble. Hi Shelley, good to see you and welcome. We are showing our ages, Glenda. So that's a you. I didn't mean to take the back off that. You are one. It's pretty simple. They don't take long. And our dimensionals are so easy to pull off and peel off the protecting paper. It doesn't take long, even for me, who has a bit of trouble using her fingers. Now I'm going to put a mini one on this. Love our minis, and they're such good value. There we go. Righto. So let's go. That's the one. That's the top one. So I'm going to kind of spread it out from the bottom. And I like how bold this "you are one." You just straighten that up a bit. Move it up. So always on this card, put it down first. Now I can't pull that, turn that over, but I do want it to go up a bit. So I'm going to just put that about there, so I have an idea, and then just move it up a bit. But it's such a bold font, so it makes this card jump. You are, maybe come down a bit, spread it out. Do still have ink all over my fingers. Who gets ink over their fingers? Now I'm going to ask you, which card do you like the best? You are one. Which one of the 3 cards I've now done using the same technique of I'll put them next door to each other in a second. So different colours, different patterns of the designer series papers, and all these products are available from my online store, which you can access the link from my blog at annspaperworks.com.au. Rightio, so there we go. I'll stick this down with some multi-purpose glue, which I'm finding really relatively easy when I haven't got those fine motor skills back yet. Didn't mean to do that. Anyway, I don't normally do this, and this is a good reason why I don't do it like this. I'm just going to try that again. Now, normally what I would do is put this on first. Always start with the smallest piece. Go into the corners. That doesn't pop up. I've only got a little border on this. bit in the corner. I think I'm running out of adhesive here. I do have lots of others. I'll drop this down here. So as you see, I added a bigger border on this. Alright, now I have a piece to go in the centre. Slide that over a bit. This time it's going to be You Are In My Thoughts. I've got just the right person to use this on. You Are In My Thoughts. I'll take it off there so I can get it on my grid paper and make sure it's nice and straight. Alright, now, you know, you can't just have something plain. And as I like the magenta madness colour best, just got to find my, you know, there it is. I'll just put a little bit of this down the bottom, so there's some tie over. No, I believe there's some tie over here. Now I would normally stick this down, but this little bit I'm hoping I can do it without. Did move a bit, but yeah. There. And stick this back down. So you can see I quickly just tied that to the front, so the inside's not too plain, but I've got still plenty of room. There's my card. I'll just get rid of this, show you the other two cards, and let me know whether you're watching live or whether you are watching a replay. Just leave me a note and let me know which one you like, because I might include it in a class or something. So which one do you like? I like them all. I like that idea, Glenda. But if you had a favourite, just let me know. I have to say, I do like them all because they are different. And that's what I like about card making, is I've just used really the same products, or pretty close to the same products, but all the cards have turned out different and they have a different feel about them. I think this one's perfect for who I want to send it to. Slimline is the best. Thanks, Madeline. And all the cute. Well, I like your feedback, so thank you very much. But this is my blog, just in case you missed it before. And my online store can be found there. So there's the addresses if you would like to purchase any of these. And if you need any help, don't hesitate to contact me. I mean, with us back in lockdown, now's the perfect time to get back into crafting, and I certainly am. So thank you very much for dropping by. I really appreciate you leaving comments and saying hello to me. And I love being back now crafting. So thank you. See you next time next week. I'm not sure of the time. Things are a few... I still have lots of medical appointments, etc. happening, so I can't really get into a routine yet. Thanks very much. Look after yourself. Keep safe, please. And I will see you next week. Bye for now.